So on my recent trip to Kerala, I was asked to look at Kerala as an ancient trading center and how trading, particularly that of spices, impacted the spread of religion. So I was looking at the current production of spices and its importance to the local economy and to its history as a religious center. So I went down to Kottayam to see how spices were processed, and I visited the Oriental Spice Company. And then allowed to walk around and take some pictures. And I went to the spot where they're sorting the turmeric and cleaning it and taking out the twigs from the good pieces. And it was like maybe four or five women, working through sacks and sacks of this turmeric. And they were quite happy to see me. I think I was, entertainment for them. But I was also sweating profusely. And these women, they're doing this job day in, day out. It might be different spices, but it's the same routine day after day. It's jobs that I think there's probably a number of machines that could do this automatically, but it's jobs for these women. But when it gets sorted and cleaned and brought over to the main factory floor, that's where they start grinding it. And that's where you start to see it as, the main ingredient in curries that gives kind of this bright yellow, bright orange color to curry. And as they start grinding it, they're emptying these bags into the main grinding machine, and you can hear the wailing grind over the bigger pieces of turmeric, and it becomes this very fine dust of orange. I know exactly how fine it was because it was all over me by the time I was done photographing on this factory floor. I was trying to get low to get to the part where you could see the turmeric dust or the powder coming through the machine. And in getting low, I mean, clearly that dust was all over in the air, and there was a reason that these women were wearing, face masks and hair nets and all of that. I'm guessing turmeric is being used as a dye as well. But I still, from the socks that I had that day that were white, I still know what pair they are when I go into my closet because they were soaked. They were coated in turmeric powder, bright orange. One thing that surprised me about this trip is that it wasn't easy to savor and inhale the spice growing aspect of the spice trade. It's harder to find than I thought. I expected, beautiful vistas, great photo opportunities in the highland region of these spices growing that would be really clear to the viewer that this is a spice growing region. And it isn't. It just isn't that way. Where you see that is in Cochin, and it's fitting that it's there. It is the center of the spice trade marketplace globally, or one of the centers, and it's also the symbol of Kerala's religious tolerance. And I think, when I think about this story, it really is the marriage of those two things. It's this spice trade led to the spread of Christianity and the spread of many religions to India. And there's no place better to see that than in the town of Cochin. They have a global harbor. They have an export trade tree that goes all over the world, and they have, as a draw, they have tourists and business people who come from all over the world to be there and to inhale it. And I say inhale because I'm trying to, I guess, describe it with my senses, and it's not just seeing it, it's not just hearing it, but it's seeing, touching, hearing, tasting. It's all of those things.